Hey everyone, so today we're diving into a question that a lot of people are asking. Can a simple crystal, rose quartz, actually help with something as complex as anxiety? Let's get into what our sources have to say about it. And yeah, that question probably hits pretty close to home for a lot of us, right? I mean, with all the constant noise and pressure, it can feel impossible to find a quiet moment, not just out there in the world, but inside our own heads. And this search for calm, it's a deeply human thing. When life gets stressful, we all start looking for something, anything, that can bring us a little bit of comfort. Increasingly, that search is leading people to explore different paths, things that can offer a bit of grounding and emotional relief, especially when you're right in the middle of a chaotic day. Which brings us right to the heart of our explainer today, rose quartz. It's this beautiful, soft pink stone that you've probably seen everywhere, and it's become super popular for its supposed calming abilities. So, what exactly is it? Well, rose quartz is most famously known as the love stone, but, and this is key, we're not just talking about romantic love here. It's really more about self-love, compassion, and emotional healing. Spiritually speaking, it's all tied to the heart's energy. Okay, so this slide gets into the how. The belief is that rose quartz works by creating a peaceful kind of energy. The idea is that it helps you open up to compassion, gives a little boost to your feelings of self-love, and kind of helps take the edge off those really overwhelming emotions that anxiety can stir up. All right, but of course, whenever we talk about crystals, we're kind of at this interesting intersection, right? Where spiritual belief and scientific inquiry don't always see eye to eye. So let's take a look at both ways of understanding how this might actually be working. So on the spiritual side, the thinking is that rose quartz gives off this loving vibration that helps rebalance your own energy. It's also seen as a tool to amplify your intention to be calm. Now, from a scientific perspective, a couple of things could be happening. First, there's the placebo effect, which is incredibly powerful, by the way. It's where your belief that something will help actually makes you feel better. Or it could just be a physical anchor for your mind. Think of it like a stress ball. It's a tangible object you can focus on to ground yourself when your thoughts are racing. So here's the bottom line. It doesn't really matter which explanation you lean towards, energy or psychology. The real-world experience for so many people is that it's a helpful, comforting tool that helps them feel more at peace. So if you're a little curious and maybe thinking, okay, so how do people actually use this thing? Let's get into the practical side of it. It really comes down to three super simple methods. One, you can wear it as jewelry, like a necklace or a bracelet, just to keep it close. Two, you can place it in your space, on your desk at work or on your nightstand to help create a more chill vibe. And three, you can actively use it in calming exercises, like holding it while you meditate or say affirmations. And this quote from Angelia is a perfect real-world example. She just keeps a small stone in her pocket, and it acts as this little physical nudge, a reminder to ground herself during a stressful day. For her, it's become a personal anchor for calm. Here's another really powerful story from Mira. For her, the stone was a source of comfort when she was trying to sleep, which can be such a lonely, difficult time. And she makes a really important point. It's not some magic cure that fixes everything, but it was a tool that helped her feel less alone in that struggle. And that last point, that it's not a magic fix, that brings us to a really, really important final section. Because it is so crucial to be responsible about this and to understand the role and the limits of using a tool like rose quartz for your mental wellness. And honestly, this is the most important takeaway of the whole thing. While rose quartz can be a wonderful, gentle support, a little companion on your journey, it is absolutely not a replacement for professional medical advice or treatment. It's a tool, not a cure. So that naturally leads to a big question. How do you know? How do you know when anxiety has crossed the line from something manageable with self-care tools to something that needs professional support? Here's a pretty clear checklist to keep in mind. If your anxiety just won't let up and it feels overwhelming, or if it's starting to really affect your work or your relationships, if you're having physical symptoms or it's messing with your sleep, those are all really strong signs that it's time to talk to a doctor or a therapist. A tool like rose quartz can still absolutely be part of your support system, but it should be there to complement professional help, not replace it. So let's end with this powerful message. Whether you find comfort in a crystal or a cup of tea or a conversation with a friend, the intention behind it is pretty much the same. It's to remind yourself of these simple, powerful truths. Maybe the best tool any of us have is just the ability to be a little more gentle with ourselves and with each other on this path to finding peace.